Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, for this Nintendo News Daily. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at a number of different headlines. There's actually quite a few. And then we're going to be camping on a handful of indie titles that I want to make sure you have on your radar. So let's jump right into this. First up, if you play Fortnite, which I do, play with my girlfriend almost every night, and it's been super fun. She loves all kinds of spooky stuff, and we got spooky stuff heading into Fortnite. Repo, Scooby-Doo, you got Scream, Wednesday. I see Jason running around. It's honestly been super fun. I've only played like one or two matches since the update dropped, but love spooky season in Fortnite and really excited to see that. The Scooby-Doo stuff is great. Not only does it look like Fortnite graphics, but it also is cell shaded if you want, which I think is super cool. So speaking of Fortnite, I do have a creator code. If you guys play, you can use creator code N64Josh if you want. While you are shopping in, spending all those V-Bucks in Fortnite. So Fortnitemares is going on right now. And I think one of the things that was the most fun so far is you can go into a phone booth and then you come out as Ghostface and you're running around with his knife. You can use the phone to scan the area to see if anybody else is around. And it's really fun. It's really fun. So if you're into spooky stuff and you're into Fortnite, make sure to go and check out Fortnitemares happening now. All right. Well, moving on here, we are looking at Nintendo Life. And while I was recording the Mario Drive yesterday, Nintendo tweeted out there's some new Super Nintendo games available for Nintendo Switch Online. We have Bubsy, Mario and Wario, which was a Japanese-only game, and Fatal Fury Special, which is a fighting game similar to Street Fighter. Now, Mario and Wario, let's talk about this, uses the mouse controls on Switch 2. It's action puzzles abound, and this title released only in Japan for the Super Famicom system in 1993. Wario has dropped a bucket on poor Mario's head, and now he can't see. So it's up to you to lead Mario safely to Luigi. Use the Forest Fairy's magic wand to create platforms, change the direction Mario walks, and defeat enemies. You can clear a total of 100 screens full of unique challenges using simple controls. Just move the mouse to move the fairy and click the left button once to perform actions. This game was giving serious Lemming vibes. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or you remember that game. It is a Super Nintendo game where the creatures just walk and you've got to kind of dictate where they can go based on the obstacles that are in front of them. And that's how this game runs from what I've seen from the videos that I've watched. It's Mario moving with a bucket on his head. It looked like a Yoshi eggshell, honestly, and this little fairy kind of making sure that he's able to get to the different areas. And there's puzzle solving happening throughout the levels, and it honestly looks pretty fun. It's probably one that I will check out and give some impressions on, because I am curious to just see how much I end up liking it, because it looks like it could be pretty good. Bubsy, I played Bubsy 4D at PAX. Excited for that one. The 3D platformer is super cool. I don't know much about this, but I will tell you this. The box art makes me so happy. It is a very nostalgic piece of art for me. When I see Bubsy on the SNES, I can remember seeing it in Toys R Us or in different retailers, and it just makes me happy. So I love seeing that. It looked like a pretty fun 2D adventure, honestly. It's just not one that I've ever played. And I've always been a huge fan of fighting games. I'm 90% sure I've played Fatal Fury Special. Anything that had any 2D fighting on the SNES, I was always trying to rent or play. I loved Street Fighter. Went from the first one, Street Fighter 2, that was on Super Nintendo, and I loved Super Street Fighter 2. It was one of my favorite games on that system, and I played a lot of it, like so much of it. So really cool to see these three games make their way to Nintendo Switch Online. and they are available now. They tweeted them and they were here. So if you haven't downloaded them yet, make sure to do that and you can check them out. Speaking of downloading, Nintendo Alarmo got an update. Kirby is now on Alarmo, and I downloaded it this morning and checked it out. Because currently my Alarmo is being used by the 11-year-old to wake up for school every day, and he just so happens to be the biggest Kirby fan I have ever met. So he was very excited to see Kirby running around on Alarmo. He also uses the soothing sounds or whatever that's tied to Alarmo. Like when he wants to start getting ready for bed, he puts those on and they play quietly in the background. It used to be the sound of Pikmin going off, and I got used to hearing Pikmin all the time. No longer the case. Now it is going to be sounds from Kirby. And to be clear, it's not just any Kirby. It's Kirby in the Forgotten Land and Star-Crossed World. So they waited a little bit on this one to get the full the full package from the Forgotten Land onto Alarmo. And honestly, it was cool to see. It was cool to see the update and just to see how excited he got about having Kirby on the Alarmo. So it looks like, let's see. This is PSA. This is from Nintendo Life. Pokemon Legends ZA eShop preloads go live ahead of launch. And then it says it looks like it's already been patched. So taking a look at the original story, again, from Nintendo Life, it says for Switch and Switch 2 launches next week, or Pokemon Legends ZA for Switch and Switch 2 launches next week on the 16th of October, 2025. Ahead of its highly anticipated release, there have been a few developments. Firstly, if you purchase a digital copy of the title from the eShop, the preload should now, or at least soon, be showing up on your system's home menu. As a reminder, the Switch version for this game can also be redeemed with Game Voucher in select regions, and Nintendo will be offering a paid Switch 2 upgrade for the original release as well. And then if you want to pick up a physical copy, they've got some different suggestions there. Now, according to the update that happened earlier this morning, it says the file size for Pokemon Legends ZA shop preloads have now been revealed. The Switch version coming in at 4 gigs, while the Switch 2 port is a slightly larger 7 gigs. And it was pretty cool to see some tweets this morning of people showing the icon on their Switch, and that we're going to be playing this game in just a week. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I've been getting messages from you guys saying that after the show we did yesterday about Pokemon Legends ZA, you're even more excited now. And I'm telling you, if you've stepped away from the series or you've never jumped into it, it hasn't quite been your thing, I think this is the title for you to try. I really, really do. If you like more action RPGs, I really think this is going to scratch that itch and be a great starting point for people wanting to either get back into Pokemon or get into it for the first time. And I will tell you, I am hooked. You guys have heard me talk about it. I've got more shows planned for Pokemon ZA before the launch, and of course, plenty after. And I'm so excited for this one, and I hope you guys can catch some of that hype as well, because it was super fun. It really resonated with me, and I had a blast playing it at PAX. Well, we were just talking 2D fighters with Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter. Now, Street Fighter 6 has a new trailer out showcasing the return of Mech Zangief and or Mech Zangief. I'm not sure how to say it. It's a mechanized version of Zangief, which is pretty cool looking, honestly. It says, this is from Nintendo Live. It says Capcom has shared a fresh trailer for the upcoming Street Fighter 6 Year 3 Fighter Pass update on October 15th. This time, shining the spotlight on the Mech Zangief costume. The character first made an appearance in Marvel's Superheroes vs. Street Fighter and has since been included in Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 as an alternate costume for Zangief. The design for Street Fighter 6 is quite a bit more industrial than previous incarnations, and it looks cool. He kind of looks like a Terminator, honestly. It's like it's kind of like the suit from Crisis meets Master Chief, but then also just covered in metal, like completely covered in metal. So Really, really cool look. If you happen to be a Zangief main, this might get you very excited to be able to play as Mech Zangief. And really cool to see that they're still supporting this game. They're going to keep supporting this game. And if you are looking for a very solid fighting game that runs at 120 on your Switch 2, make sure to check out Street Fighter 6. And it was, I don't think it is anymore. It was recently just on sale for $20, which was a pretty decent pickup, honestly. So cool to see Mecha Zangief in Street Fighter 6. Now, taking a look at Japanese charts, Sucker Punch stops Mario Galaxy from soaring too high. Again, we're at NintendoLife.com. So the latest Japanese charts are in courtesy of Famitsu, and it has been another big week for new releases. Switch newbie Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2 has got off to a reasonable start, shifting almost 50,000 copies in the first week, landing itself in second place. It's quite the hop, skip, and jump away from Sucker Punch Productions' latest, The Ghost of Yotai, comfortably taking the top spot with 120, almost 121,000 or 122,000. I'm sorry. No, 121,000. And so that's big. Elsewhere, Final Fantasies Tactics, the Invalis Chronicles cropped up in 3rd, 5th, and 7th with its Switch, PS5, and Switch 2 releases, splitting the board. Last week's champ, Silent Hill F, has slipped down to 8th. And given its slow start, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds nowhere to be seen, and that is unfortunate. I do want to see that game succeed, and I've seen some people are really, really liking it. Part of me wonders if some people are really liking Sonic Cross Worlds just out of because it's not Mario Kart. I don't know. I get a weird vibe from people online when it comes to Sonic Cross Worlds, like it's almost like a Sega versus Nintendo and a Coke versus Pepsi kind of thing. Like you're not allowed to like both. And I don't really understand that thinking. If I liked Crossworlds, I would be playing it. I tried the demo on both systems. It just didn't do anything for me. I didn't enjoy my time with it. And if it didn't grab me immediately, I don't need to move away from Mario Kart because I'm doing monthly time trials on that. I want to get into the competitive scene and into the lounge with that. And so it's just one of those things that I'm not, I don't need to casually play Crossworlds as of right now. I did see some of the updates, and man, I wish Mario Kart World had a roadmap like Crossworlds, because it has Minecraft coming. There's already been some other characters we got Mega Man heading there as well. So really cool stuff from Sonic Cross Worlds. I do wish it was doing better, but I kind of have the impression there are quite a few people like me that just don't care for it as much as maybe they hope they would. And it has zero to do with Nintendo versus Sega, anything like that. If it felt like a solid kart racer, I would play it. The time I spent with Crash Team Racing, I really enjoyed, and honestly was like, I hope Nintendo maybe takes a few pages out of these books. And I kind of feel like they did. Mario Kart World to me feels a little bit more like Crash Team Racing than it does Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And so I do think that's saying something. And it's just Mario Kart World is just so tight and so clean that it's hard for me to move away from it when it comes to racing games. Well, now we're gonna get into the main part of the show. We're gonna be talking 4 indie games that you guys definitely shouldn't miss. 3 that I've played and 1 that I am just stoked to play. And maybe you guys can let me know in the comments if you've picked it up and what you think. So let's get into this indie spotlight. Okay, well, first on the list, Yooka-Rippley is on Switch 2. I have a copy of it. I haven't had a chance to play it. I was chatting with with some of the team working with the developer and the publisher, and I reached out and was just like, hey, I'm just following up after PAX. I wanted to say, hey, how are you doing? I had a really good time. The guy's name is Vincent. We joked about starting a troll podcast, and it was just a really good time hanging out. Super, super cool dude. And he was like, yo, do you want a copy of this game? And I was like, yeah, of course. send it over. So I have it downloaded. I haven't played it yet. From my understanding, it's 30 FPS versus 60 on Switch 2. I'm assuming that's going to potentially change in time, but I don't know for sure. I have played this game. I played it at PAX. I believe it was on PC. It was with an Xbox controller, but I think it was on PC. Here's what I'm going to say. If you are hungry for 3D action platformers, 3D platformers right now, this should be on your list. This should be on your list. It played very well at PAX. I'm going to say, as I always say, if you have other places to play it other than Switch, unless you really, really care about like, having the game in your collection or something along those lines, like, you know, I would say play it on your, play it on your PlayStation, play it on your Xbox, play it on your PC. If you want the absolute peak experience, from what I was seeing from videos, because I did a little bit of research before jumping into this, it does look fine. It looks like it runs fine. But if you really, really want that peak experience, go elsewhere. I don't think we're gonna. I think as we get further into the life of the Switch 2, I don't think that's gonna be the case with games like these. But it's still early on, so you could get it banking on a patch coming at some point. But if you want to play it right now and you don't really care about the physical collectors, that kind of thing, you just want to play the game. I would say play it elsewhere, but definitely play it. It's really good. The game, it felt good. It's got good writing, great music, and the level design was super fun. I can't recommend it enough. So make sure to check out Yooka-Rayplay. Next up, this game is going to be on no one's list, no one's radar, unfortunately. I checked the Nintendo downloads today, and it's on there. It's on there, but I don't think anybody's really going to know what this is. And honestly, it is a shame. It is a shame. And so I played this at PAX. It is called, and I may get the name wrong, Lost Eidolons, I think is how you say the name. Veil of the Witch. If you just type Veil of the Witch, it shows up. This is a Switch 1 game. It is back, it's compatible with Switch 2. It's $24.99. Here's where it may interest you. If you are a fan of Fire Emblem, this is for you. I'm going to go ahead and read the little blurb on Nintendo's site here. It says, conquer intense turn-based battles, recruit allies, adapt to ever-shifting events, and grow stronger with every run. Veil of the Witch builds upon the turn-based tactical RPG experience with roguelike progression loop where death is just the beginning. Tactical turn-based combat. Master grid-based battles with sharp positioning, elemental combos, and devastating skill synergies to defeat deadly enemies. Build your party. Assemble your squad of 5 from 9 hybrid class characters. Level up during each run to acquire skills, experiment with dynamic team compositions, and forge new strategies every time. Ever-changing journeys. Every choice matters. Navigate set paths filled with random events, deadly encounters, and powerful rewards, where a single decision can empower your squad or doom your run. Roguelike progression. Permanently grow stronger with every run. Boost your stats in town, unlock new relics, and strengthen bonds with allies and powerful class promotion. What lies beyond? Defeat the mysterious Fellheart and unlock the island's secrets. Discover a hidden final act full of even stronger foes and test your squad in the brutal high-stakes trials mode. As, playing a game like this at PAX, obviously it's like you're on a show floor. It's not like you have a ton of time. It could be a little bit tricky, but I immediately got Fire Emblem vibes. I was like, this is so Fire Emblem. The story is dark, mysterious. The artwork is honestly beautiful. It's voice acted, and when you jump into the battles, the battlefield is fun. It feels like every choice kind of matters, and I just was like, yo, it was just in this little tiny spot in this booth, and it unfortunately was kind of hidden in a veil, right? The game's called Veil of the Witch, and I want to make sure that it is on your guys' radar if you're looking for something like Go. It's on PC. It's on Switch. So you might be able to check out a demo on Steam. I'm not sure if you have a PC, but go watch some videos. I'm gonna be. They sent me a copy late last night, so I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get some more time with it and give you guys even more impressions. But again, if you're a fan of Fire Emblem, I have a feeling you will love this one, and I recommend at the very least go check out some videos and see if it's something that you'd want to jump into. Again, $25, get it right on your Switch. It does work on Switch too. Had to Google this one to see if it's technically a indie game, and it is, although it is published by Bandai Namco, and that's Little Nightmares 3. So, Little Nightmares 3 out today, tomorrow. I'm not really sure. I think it's soon. It's either today or tomorrow. On Nintendo side, it says the 10th, which is tomorrow. I've seen people playing it today and saying it's out today. So I don't know. It'll be out at midnight tonight if that's the case. Regardless, there is a demo for this one, and it it is really fun. It's really fun. The one thing I want to make sure I gotta see if it may not say on here, but I did see something that you can't play this game cooperatively on Switch. You have to have a second copy of the game. So that's something to keep in mind. That could be a deal breaker for some people. I'm gonna do a quick. I do want to just see if I'm if I'm missing something because I want to get you guys this information. Okay, I'm heading over to their official site right now. Let's see if it says. So it says supports 1 to 2 players online co-op, same platform. So that may mean that it is only co-op if you have 2 copies of the game, no matter what, and it has to be like there. It's not crossplay. It is not crossplay. So just keep that in mind. From what I'm seeing, based on that verbiage, to me that says 1 to 2 players online co-op, and that's it. That's all it says. And it says same platform. So you guys can take that how you want. I'm honestly shocked by this because when I played the game, I was like, "Yo, this would be perfect for co-op." Maybe because of the way the screen moves, they just felt it wasn't great. Like I said, I'm just surprised by it. Not like a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination, and would be a really fun game to play cooperatively, especially like maybe you play with your partner and play shut the lights off, both go handheld on Switch, something like that might be fun. Have somebody play in the living room. Like it is it is a game worth playing. I fell in love with it, even though there were a few moments that I got frustrated with it, and I wasn't having the greatest time trying to figure out how to beat certain enemies, and that was just on me, and probably a lack of knowing the series. But there was just this element of charm. If you like Tim Burton style spooky, this is going to be right up your alley. And again, go check out the demo. Go download the demo at very least and see if it's for you. I have not played it on Switch or Switch 2. I played it on PS5, and it looked gorgeous there. I don't doubt that the Switch is much different. I will be at very least checking out the demo, and I may end up getting a couple copies of this just because I think it would be really fun to play co-op. It's just going to kind of depend on how this month looks with so many games coming out. Right, we got Pokemon in a week, and I know I'm going to be losing myself there. But if you're looking for a spooky little indie that is just loaded with charm and is quite creepy, go and check Little Nightmares 3. It was a great time on the show floor. Okay, lastly, we've got Ball Pit. Now I haven't played Ball Pit. It's $14.99 from Digital Devolver or Devolver Digital, and I'm gonna read you guys the little blurb here. To me, this looks like an alleyway, which you can go play on the NSO Game Boy, and it's also like there's a mini game in Brick Breaker in Mario Party that's kind of given these vibes, but it's also a roguelike. So let me read this real quick. It says a brick breaking, ball fusing, base building survival roguelike. Ball Pit is a fast paced fantasy roguelite where heroes must find the balls to plunge deeper into a seemingly bottomless pit of monsters, develop arcane ammunitions and resources in pursuit of treasure, recruiting additional heroes to aid you in your perilous quest. Babylon has fallen. After a meteoric and completely unexpected event annihilated the great city, all that remains is an ominous, yawning pit. Treasure hunters from far and wide flock to the city's tomb to seek their fortune, plumbing the depths in search of Babylon's scattered riches. Few return. The pit plays host to armies of barbaric creatures, hell-bent on ending your quest before it even begins. Armed with a growing arsenal of magic-infused projectiles, batter your way through multi-levels of increasingly challenging obstacles to claim the ultimate prize and rebuild New Babylon. Fuse your balls. The ball fusion system encourages explosive experimentation with over 60 randomized balls to equip and combine during your journey. Discover overpowered combinations and unexpected synergies from hundreds of possible outcomes. Build New Babylon. Expand the New Babylon with over 70 unique buildings that provide gameplay bonuses and unlock further power-ups, new characters, and more. As your community grows, task homebound heroes with automated tasks to keep the resources coming while you dive deeper into the pit. Discover new realms. Face legions of diverse enemies within the pit, battling through barren deserts, frozen caverns, savage forests, and more. Each region offers its own unique set of hazards on top of hordes of increasingly challenging foes and mighty screen-filling bosses. Recruit fellow hunters. As you explore the pit, you'll encounter fellow treasure hunters eager to add their skills to your expedition. Each character has unique, upgradable mechanics that totally change the way you play the game. Experimentation and adaptation are crucial to the success of New Babylon. So there you go. There's a little backstory on Ball Pit for you. And it's giving it's giving, like I said, alleyway, but also kind of like tower defense vibes. So it looks like a game that is right up my alley. The gameplay that I saw, we saw it back in a direct. I think it was in the indie showcase, and it was one of my highlights from that indie showcase. It looks fantastic. So it may be one that I'm going to pick up because of the fact that like it's probably like you could do a quick run or two here and there, and you're not going to be stuck playing it for hours and hours and hours. And the other thing, I've been looking for like these kind of like low key, little bit more chill games to play before bed. Like it may only be just like a few minutes before I'm off into dreamland, but I'm kind of enjoying like playing some just a little bit more relaxing. I don't know. This one gets kind of crazy, but it also has that puzzle game kind of vibe to it. So I'm thinking it might be one that I could play before I crash each night. So looks super cool. If anybody picks it up, please let me know in the comments or in Discord. I want to hear from you guys on this one, and just hear if it's one that you think I should get. So I'm hoping maybe one of the guys on NPC picked it up and we can hear their thoughts as well. So that is going to do it for today's episode of the Nintendo Powercast Nintendo News Daily. You guys are amazing, and as always, play it loud.